Hi guys,
Hello.
here we are with a diet vlog. This is the diet vlog 7? No, diet vlog 6.
Two
Because-
straight weeks we didn't get away.
Right, but we did do one vlog during that week,
Okay.
and so that would have been 6, and then this one would be 7, but we're off a week. Okay, 2 weeks we didn't have scales with us, and our current weight situation, we can see that that is a no-no. We have to keep our scales with us. We're going today to buy a set of scales, and they're going to stay on the truck. We will bring them in the house if we're home to weigh, but then they go right back to the front door, so we can't miss them when we go out. And we'll weigh in the same place in the truck when we do. I'm not satisfied with these scales. I can stand on them 4 times and get 4 different readings. When we first bought those scales, we didn't have that problem.
No.
We could stand on them and get the same thing repeatedly, over and over and over. So I think that my granddaughter's been playing with them, dropping them and stuff, and I think that's really affecting. We might be surprised because I feel like I'm holding fluid, a little bit of fluid again, and it's because of if you don't drink enough water, your body retains fluid. So, and it's also what we've eaten since we've been home. You know, sodium-rich foods. So I mean, you got to have sodium. So I mean, it's not. I'm not unhealthy. I'm not retaining enough fluid, and it's unhealthy. I can just tell when on the days that I'm retaining fluid. I can look at my feet and tell if I'm holding a little fluid or not. And it could be 4 or 5 pounds of fluid. You know.
Easy.
Yeah. So.
He has at one point took 15 pounds off at one time.
In a day and a half. But
because of fluid.
yeah, and that's when I was.
Having a real bad problem holding fluid.
Yeah, I was having a bad problem holding fluid, but
it had
now.
to do with our diet.
Well, our diet plus, you know, at that point, I maybe would consume, because I'm not a very thirsty person, and I maybe would consume 1 bottle of water in a day, you know, and then a drink or something at supper time, maybe some tea with Amy because she drinks a lot of tea. She probably gets all the water she needs to drink in her tea.
I put very little sugar in my tea.
Yeah, we put very little sugar in it. So we went 2 weeks without having any results, and it does play a toll on not knowing where you are and not knowing if you're safe to eat what you're eating. Because, you know, I mean, I was going down to 25 to 30 carbs a day. That's putting your body in ketosis. And to get an initial jump, I was willing to do that, but you know, it's only a 30-day thing. I would never do it longer than 30 days, and I haven't. I've changed myself now to 50 carbs, and because anything under 50, you're going into ketosis. And it's just making sure that the carbs I do consume are complex carbs. You got to have some sugary carbs. I mean, you got to have some starches. Your body requires some starches. How much do you really need? There's a fine line. So. Just eat just a little bit of sugary carbs, just a little bit. We've been doing apples. We've done some oranges to get our vitamin C, so we don't drink a bunch of orange juice. Because if she pours an orange juice glass that big, it's gone. It'll go all the way down, and that's got a lot of sugary carbs in it. So we don't want to, you know, we don't want to overdo that. We've eaten bananas. We don't want to do keto. We don't want to be in ketosis. When you're in ketosis, you have to have vitamins and mineral supplements. I'm going to get into a video about that. I was in the nursing program for some time, and that was part of our study in the nutrition class was ketosis and diabetic ketoacidosis. So I'm going to do a video, and that's what the video is going to be about. Is it healthy, and why would you or wouldn't you do it? So, but for today, we do have results. We have weighed, and we stepped on the scales and weighed multiple times until we got the number that we felt was most consistent or in the area, because there was 5-pound fluctuations on these scales. But then when we started stepping on them repeatedly, right after the other, didn't give the scales really much time to shut off. We started getting a consistent number within half a pound of each other. And so we just went with that. Our last reading is what we went with, and I feel comfortable. That's probably pretty close to being right. And we'll know later on this afternoon when we buy the brand new set of scales. Do you have anything you want to share?
No, not really.
Other than we overdid it Super Bowl weekend. We did. We were at my sister's house. My brother and her and I watched the Super Bowl together.
And we splurged a little.
And we
But
splurged
not a
a little.
lot, really.
No,
I mean,
it's just-
some.
You had some sodium enriched stuff, you know, and we ate a really good supper that night. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. We had another weekend there this past weekend in Texas, and we stayed at Filipina Van Life Aubrey and Porky Pig's house with his mother and husband. We had a great time, but she cooked a bunch of
Asian food.
Asian food. She's Filipino, and I think it has the ability to make you retain fluid, because I could feel it in my hands and in my ankles. I could just feel it. I could just tell. You can just tell when your hands feel like they're swollen. You can feel like, oh, my ankles are tight. Well, there's fluid in there. And then we went to my sister's house. Again, she wasn't home, but my brother was there. We spent 2 nights there with him, and we probably overdone it a little bit. You know, I did drink plenty of water. Had my water right here. I did drink plenty of water, but I think we overdid it a little bit. So but for the 2 weeks that we didn't scale, on the chart we showed the same weight as the prior week. So I have that pulled up right here. Let me look at this right quick. So as far as for Amy, her last weight, scaled weight, was 198.2. So for those 2 weeks that we didn't scale, I put the 198.2 in both of those 2 weeks. And then today's weight, I put it in today's scale date, and that gives the results. I did the same thing for mine. Mine was 312.2. It was my last known weight. So for the 2 weeks that we didn't scale, I put 312.2. Because we didn't scale, so we didn't have any results. So that would have been the last known real weight. And then it shows today's scaling, which I'm very happy with, being known that we probably overdid it for 2 weekends. But we didn't overdo it during the week.
Right.
It's just those 2 weekends. And we indulged a little bit. We splurged a little bit this weekend simply because I wanted some pasta. I wanted some spaghetti, and I didn't overdo it. I just ate a little bit of spaghetti with some of our special sauce we make. And one day we'll go through making that sauce and share it with you guys, maybe in a blog video. I mean, a diet blog.
Right.
Yeah, it'll go into this category. But, I mean, I don't have anything else other than, you know, we got the weights coming up. We do have them recorded. We scaled them. I mean, we recorded the scale weights. And, yeah, until next time, you know, we talked about doing some footage on the road, the struggles. But then, I mean, we did to start with. But now that's going to get old because it's going to be the same routine every time. So we just decided not to waste your time with that kind of footage where we are, it shows us every day trying to decide what to eat. She'll say, what do you want? I say, I don't know, whatever you want. And she'll say something. I say, well, I really don't want that. You know, so I mean, we don't want to go through that over. Yeah, I mean, I just need to curb my appetite. I love to eat. I love good food. So I've got to curb my appetite a little more. But I'm not going to be doing it with ketosis, I promise you that.
And I don't have an appetite to the point where I can just tell somebody what I'd really like to eat. Every once in a blue moon I can do that, but not often. So I depend on him wanting something specific, and that way I can go from there and find, you know, and be happy with it. But he gives me a hard time about that a lot.
Sorry.
And he knows I've always been like this. I've been like this for 35 years that we've been together and prior to that. But he still thinks I can figure out what to eat. And I can't. A whole lot.
So we're going to hit the road tomorrow. 2 loads already been offered to us today.
Mm-hmm.
One of them going to Pennsylvania, the other one going to East Chicago. Both of them paying pretty good money because there's an incentive for, doing Saturday and Sunday runs. But we decided not to take either one. We're not prepared to go out. We haven't even done our paperwork yet. We came home, we got lazy. Excuse me. I mean, I did some yard work and stuff, but we came home and just decided, and we didn't.
Well, it's raining here.
Yeah, it's been raining.
And it's gonna rain for the next 3 or 4 days here.
So I hope it don't get below freezing.
So that makes you lazy.
It
It
does.
does me.
It does. It makes you just want to look out the window and go.
Glad I'm in here where it's dry.
Yeah, it's raining. Yeah. So, but
And
anyway,
warm.
here comes the weight results. And until next week, thank you for joining in. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.